This is question number 13 and it's an asterisk question. We're told Axel and Lefner are driving along a motorway. They see a road sign. The road sign shows the distance to junction 8. It also shows the average time drivers will take to get to junction 8. So to junction 8, 30 miles, 26 minutes. The speed limit on the motorway is 70 miles an hour. Lefner says we will have to drive faster than the speed limit to go 30 miles in 26 minutes. Is Lefner right? You must show how you got to your answers. The question carries 3 marks. As with many of these questions, there's lots of different approaches. What I'm going to do is look at speed, distance, time. I can either show that it's going to take them less than 26 minutes, or I can show that if they drive at 70 miles an hour, they will do more than 30 miles. So they're just 2 examples of what I could show. So what we're going to have then is our speed, distance, time triangle. So S, D, then we're going to have T. Okay, let's start with the first argument. What I'm going to do now is look at the time taken to do this journey. So what I'm going to say then is that the time will be equal to the distance divided by the speed. So the time is going to be the distance, which is going to be 30 miles, over the speed, which is 70 miles an hour. We could, of course, cancel this fraction if you wanted to write it as 3/7. And this gives me the time in hours now that it's going to take to get from the point they're at to junction 8. Now, if we want this in minutes and seconds, what we can do is the following. So in the calculator, we want 3 divided by 7. You can, at this point now, multiply it by 60. Alternatively, if you press this button, it will give us it in minutes and seconds. So it's going to be 25 minutes, 43 seconds to the nearest second. So 25 mins, and let's write this in, 25 mins, 43 seconds. So seconds, and that's to the nearest second. Okay, if, and writing this down, if they drive, and just writing it in, if they drive at 70 miles an hour average. Okay, so at 70 mph. Therefore, and I'm using the therefore symbol, which of course you don't have to use, Lefner is wrong. Okay, so Lefner is wrong. Lefner, there we go. Okay, because if they drive at 70 miles an hour, they will get there in 25 minutes and 43 seconds, which is, of course, less than 26. Okay, let's go another way with this. What we can do is look at the distance is equal to the speed multiplied by the time. So this could be another approach. What I'm going to show this time is that the distance is going to be greater than 30 miles. So the distance is the speed, which is going to be 70 miles an hour, multiplied now by the time. We have to be careful because I'm looking at miles an hour, so I'm going to write this as 26 of 60. That gives me the time in hours. So if we do that, what we're going to have then, and just writing this in, 70 times by the fraction of 26 over 60, that's converted it now for me, and that gives us 30.33 and so on and so forth. So this is going to be 30.3 ... and remember this is going to be miles. So I could conclude by stating that if they travel at 70 miles an hour, they will get now to the point in time as they will have travelled 30.3 miles in 26 minutes. And I'd have to write that as a concluding statement rather than just leaving the maths. I've already done it once here, but you can go ahead and say if they travel at 70 miles an hour for 26 minutes, they will cover 30.3 miles, etc., etc., 30.33 recurring. Therefore, they're going to do it, and Lefner is wrong. They are 2 ways that you could attack the question.